Hey, sister girls, it's your big sister Abby Rodell, and this is Full Roster, your go to dating podcast for advice, hilarious stories, tough love, and a deep dive into the shit show that is the dating world. Welcome to Full Roster. Hello, sister girls. I'm getting a late start on this episode. I try to film these on Monday or Tuesday, and then they release on Thursday. It is Wednesday night, and it is almost 8 p.m., and I'm just now filming. I still got to edit and send in for approvals and everything, so I'm going to try to get through this episode as quickly as possible. Because of that, we're jumping right into roster rundown. I'm leaving out Scamanda this week because this would be an hour-long episode, and I simply just do not have the time to edit it. So we're going to talk about a few key things. If you are not into The Valley, Real Housewives, or Love Island, move along, skip past the advertisement straight into Sister Circle, and you'll be good. We are going to start with The Valley, and we're going to talk about Luke and Kristen and Nia and Danny. Both couples just had a baby, but they are both struggling with what exactly we talked about last week, which is the roommate phase. I think they're both maybe like 6 months around-ish out from having a baby. And both Danny and Luke are kind of getting to the point where they're asking their wives, like, how do we get back to being, sexually active? They're asking for sex constantly. And you can tell that Naya and Kristen are both like, heck no, not into it. You know that Luke and Danny are just trying to express their needs, right? But that is why men are so freaking simple, is that they just want sex. When they feel that sex is missing, that's when they're like expressing their needs. Women have needs so much more beyond sex. They want help. Like you can tell that these women are exhausted. Their bodies have changed. They don't feel hot in their bodies. And of course, men, when you're married or dating somebody, you think they're hot regardless. So Danny and Luke, they're trying to express their needs. And the needs of Naya and Kristen are just not being met in other ways. So they're going through the roommate phase. I just thought it was a really interesting, time that we talked about that last episode. And then for that to be happening currently on the Valley, it just was interesting timing. The Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I've been real into that lately, but there's a girl on there named Kelsey Swanson. She is 29, I believe, or 30, dating a man who pays for everything. They live in this gorgeous mansion, you guys. But he spends the first part of the year in Miami with another woman. Now, this is the setup that they have. Kelsey is fully aware of this and okay with him being with this other woman for half the year. My thought is, if you're cool with that, live in this beautiful mansion. He buys her everything. There is nothing that she could want except for commitment, children, a family, with this man. But if she's only looking for a beautiful house and a luxurious lifestyle, right now this is perfect for her. My question for her or women in this type of relationship would be, what are you guys doing to secure your future? At some point, you're either going to want a family and to settle down, or this man is going to start looking for somebody younger to continue his lifestyle, and maybe not even younger, but you know that at some point he's going to leave. He's going to be unhappy. He's going to find the next chick that will allow him to do this. Because, I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of women who would allow for this type of relationship. If he's gone in Miami for 6 months out of the year and you're living in this amazing house, shit, sign me up right now, honestly. But like, what are you doing to secure your future? When you leave or he leaves, you're not leaving with anything except for the gifts that he has purchased you. You're out of a house. Can you afford the taxes and the maintenance on the vehicle that he bought for you? And this is not like shade on them, but this, if you don't have a job, you're not working. So are these women, I hope they're creating a business. I hope they're figuring out a way to make money that does not include this man. Or is there some write up in the contract to where he keeps paying them, what after he's left? But even then, I guarantee the lifestyle is not going to be the same. They know that when they leave, that they will never have this lifestyle again. The last thing on roster rundown is Huda and Lewis. Holy crap. Talk about toxic, man. I mean, it's just insanity, those two. But you know how Lewis's baby mama put in a restraining order on Huda? I've got more details on that now. Some more things have come out. So apparently, this is right after they filmed Unwell. And they came back. I don't, it, from what it seems, is that Huda lied about something. And I believe that Lewis then went and stayed the night at his baby mama's house as a retaliation against Huda. And which is messed up on so many levels, but you're getting the baby mama involved and messing up, Huda, but Huda, I think, has been messed up. The girl needs help. So there are text threads that were released that were between Lewis and Huda. And Lewis was at the baby mama's house with their son. Huda was blowing him up, saying that she was going to kill herself, her daughter, their son, threatening that if Lewis did not respond to her or like come out and stay the night with her, that she would do all of this. She broke into the apartment building. This was at 1:30 in the morning when all of this happened, and this is why the baby mama got a restraining order. I wish I could read you guys the text. It's just too much. The text thread would be way too much for me to read through. But watching them on the Unwell Winter Games, so cringe. They are so toxic, man. Both of them. One one part where they were doing like an ice skating hockey challenge and Huda couldn't ice skate, so a guy helped her across the ice. Lewis was like giving her shit for allowing a man to help her across the ice. But did he freaking offer to help her? Heck no, he did not. He didn't start giving her shit until the guys around him started being like, "Ooh, another man is going to steal your girl, blah, blah, blah." And then, of course, Lewis chimed in like the little beta that he is. I need to start saying beta instead of bitch. I'm trying not to cuss. I'm still on that boat of trying not to cuss as much. I'm not giving up cussing all the way. I'm just not cussing as much. Until I have sponsorships, here's a quick plug, sisters. If you're all about fashion, fitness, and lifestyle inspo, head over to my LTK. I'm dropping my favorite looks, workout must-haves, and items I use on the daily. The best part about it is you can shop everything in one place. Follow me at Abby Rodell and get in on all of the looks I am serving. Welcome back, sister girls. This week in Sister Circle, we are talking about the fear of being single forever. This is a very real fear. It's not something I'm experiencing right now, but I have. I think a lot of women go through this, but we're kind of going to talk about it a little bit more. I feel like this isn't a random fear for people to have. This fear, I believe, is conditioned in us because of society. Like the social timelines, people constantly ask you, "Are you dating anybody? Do you have a boyfriend? When are you getting married? Are you looking for a partner?" Everybody's always expecting you to be looking for a partner. People find it so weird when someone is so happily single and not interested in dating people. Plus I'm running out of time fear. Women, we at the end of the day are on a clock. I'm combating that by hopefully freezing my eggs. I think by freezing my eggs, then I won't have to make any, quick decisions. I don't have to allow that shot clock to dictate my life, and I can just go on about my life and not worry about finding a partner. At the end of the day, if I freeze my eggs and I want to have kids later on, I can do IVF and do it myself. That's kind of like my plan and where I'm thinking right now. I just can't be bothered to be scared about not being in a relationship because right now I don't want one. Another reason I feel like this is such a big deal is like the comparison culture. You see so many people online, together and couples, and I just feel like that's what little girls are brought up to think about is getting married and starting a family. I wasn't always one that like pictured my wedding. I knew I wanted to get married and have kids, but it wasn't something that like I daydreamed about. But I still had that fear of like, damn, am I going to be like single forever? This is obviously not now, but earlier on in my life. I think these are some easy questions to ask yourself if you have this fear of ending up alone. And listen to these questions. You guys might not even know that you're doing this. Do I actually like the people I'm dating, or do I just want to be picked? Am I avoiding being alone with myself? Would I want to date me right now? Do I believe I'm a catch, or do I secretly feel like I should just be grateful someone chose me? Am I trying to be liked or trying to find someone I genuinely like? If someone pulled away, would I think they're not right for me, or would I think, what's wrong with me? I think these are all really great questions to start with. These are some reasons that letting this fear control you will completely dictate and take over how you're dating. You stay in the wrong relationship for too long. You lower your standards just so you won't be alone. You're over chasing, over texting, over investing in a man way too early. You ignore red flags because you think that like this is your best shot. This is the best you're like ever going to do and you're scared to mess it up, so you overlook the red flags. Here is some like psychology that is behind the fear that you might be experiencing with this. The fear of rejection is a huge one. No one will choose me, or if they choose me at first, they'll eventually pull away and leave. Though I think that's a really big thing is the fear of rejection. Attachment styles also have a big role in this, and a big attachment style who are known for having this fear is an anxious attacher. Is that a word, attacher? The anxious attachment styles are the ones that this really gets to. I don't know a ton about anxious attachment. I'm not an anxious girly. I'm more of an avoidant girly. But from what I know about anxious attachment, is they feel rejection the hardest. When they feel someone pulling away from them or pushing them away, they feel like they have to latch on harder. They're thinking, oh my God, I fucked this up. What can I do or say to them to change their mind? And they just become this emotional wreck trying to latch onto this person and get this person to change their mind. Another part of this fear is like you have the fear of getting to know or being with the wrong person. You feel like you might waste your time on the wrong person, so you're not giving somebody a chance. And then the last one is a scarcity mindset versus an abundance mindset. And I'm going to dig in deeper to this one because I think this is huge. I think having a scarcity versus abundant mindset in life in general will make or break your optimism or pessimism. I've got a mindset of abundance. I think whatever is going to be for me is going to be for me. I go for shit. I put all positive vibes out into the world. I think if something doesn't work out, something else is going to work out for me. Or if I put enough time and effort into something that it's going to work out for me eventually. I'm not one to give up on my goals, my dreams. So you just know that, like, if something doesn't work out, it just didn't work out. Go on to the next thing or keep trying. You might get 100 no's, but that 101 is going to be a yes. And that, I think I've learned that through sales. Every single day I get told no. I could let that get to me and let it keep me from asking for another shot, but I don't. This is what the scarcity mindset vibes are. What if I won't find anyone better? Panicking when someone pulls away. Staying in a wrong relationship because you don't want to start over. This is going to be how it affects your dating life. You tolerate bare minimum effort. You ignore red flags. You chase instead of choose. You attach to potential instead of reality. And I think that is so huge. Megan Fox did an interview where she's talking about her relationship with MGK. And she's talking about how she knows what an amazing human he can be if he chose to get the help and work on himself. And she says, she sticks around and keeps giving him opportunities because she knows what he could be. She knows the potential is there. But until he starts acting that way, it's just never going to work out. He's never going to be the man that she wants him to be. And I think that women, but everybody does this, but women especially see the potential in a man or what he could be, and they don't see how he's currently acting. And I think that's something where I've shifted my mind is I'm dating the man for how he is now, not how I think he can be later. Are we both going to grow together? Of course, that's the goal. I'm not going to be who I am later on. I'm not that person right now. But, are they at least moving forward and working towards that potential? This is the energy that an abundance mindset gives. If this isn't it, someone else will be better for me. Taking time to actually evaluate compatibility instead of just diving in. If he breaks up with you or says he's not interested, it just wasn't meant to be. It's not a you problem. This is how it affects your dating. You walk away from misalignment faster. Misalignment is a wonderful, wonderful keyword there. You don't overinvest too early. Like, you don't think he's perfect as soon as you meet him. You don't think you're going to marry the guy as soon as you meet him. You date with curiosity instead of fear. It's easier for you to move on after something doesn't work out. And the reason that that is because you know what's not for me isn't for me. There's another man out there that is going to be right for me. That guy wasn't it. I had two sisters write in with questions or them going through something like this. So let's see what they said. I would like blunt, honest advice. I'm 24 years old and have yet to be in a serious relationship. I am truly starting to take it personally. I have a bold personality, but nothing I would categorize as excessive or annoying. I know what I want and I go for it. It seems that all of my friends around me attract men and I simply can't. I make it very clear that I don't do hookups. I want a genuine relationship or to get to know them. Not intending to sound too cocky, I'm very confident, curvy, and an attractive woman. I have an awesome job, a great educational background. I have a little bit of a resting bitch face, but I'm very friendly in person. I will talk to men in person and they will literally ask if I have any friends. Then it 100% turns me off. Am I the problem? First of all, I love your confidence. I love how you talk yourself up. Like, you know, you're that girl. I will say, you're 24. 24 is such a baby. Such a baby. I just don't think there is any rush. I think it's amazing that you've kept your standards up and are looking for the right person instead of just throwing yourself into something that maybe isn't right for you. I can't tell you if what you're saying to them is like bad or not. If I could be a fly on the wall in your conversations, I would be. I think you need to look at yourself and see how approachable you are. Because confidence can be intimidating to people. It can be intimidating for men to walk up on a girl who they think is very confident because they feel like they might get turned down easier. I think the easiest people to approach are the ones that look insecure or like out of place or uncomfortable. Because then you walk up to them and like, I can make you feel comfortable in 2 seconds by starting a conversation with you. A confident person's already comfortable there. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's a problem here. I don't think you're the problem. And maybe when they ask you if you have any friends, do you know if they're asking for themselves or do they also have friends that they're like trying to hook up with? Not hook up with their friends, but do they also have friends they're trying to hook up with your friends? They might try to get like a little group thing going while they're out. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I would say be patient. Don't be in a rush. Put yourself out there. Go get hobbies, go do things. I wouldn't say go out to bars, but like go do stuff with your friends, go pick up new skills, go learn something, go play sports, go walk around Home Depot and act like you're lost or something. I don't know. Or find a guy that looks single in an aisle that doesn't have a wedding ring on and ask him where he can find a good nail. Don't know. Don't do that. That's stupid. But seriously, walk around Home Depot or something like you're lost. Take a dog in there. People always approach dogs. Every time I have Sammy with me, I get freaking approached by everybody. So hang on, girl. You're 24. Like, that's so young. You know how many women would go back to 24 and just like redo their late 20s and early 30s? I would. I feel like I'd be 10 times more successful than I am right now if I never would have got married. Like if I never would have done any of that, if I would have just dated, and I could be married to a completely different person who is better for me. Who the heck knows what my life would look like if I could go back to 24 and redo everything again. So just enjoy it. Enjoy your life. Do not be rushing and in a rush for this. I'm done. I'm giving up on dating. It's just not worth it anymore. Too many times I've unintentionally been the other woman, and not only does that break my heart, but it shatters me for the girlfriend or wife I didn't know about. I have a big heart and a lot of love to give, but apparently I trust too easily. Too many times I've been lied to about other women, about kids, about jobs, about jail, about money. You name it, I've been lied to about it. Guys don't want anything serious anymore, but they are sure good at making you think they do. I'm 33 and I have accepted the fact that I'm going to be single forever. Listen, forever's a long time. All right. I am not looking to date anybody now, and I don't think I'm going to be single forever. I might freaking find someone in my 40s that is the love of my life, and we just go off and live happily ever after. I joke around with my parents, when they ask, like, am I dating? And, am I looking for anybody? And I just say, like, am obviously messing around, but I just say that my future husband or the guy that I'm supposed to end up with is still laughing at his first wife's like bum ass jokes. So that's like just the laugh that we get. But I think you need to look real deep and kind of figure out why you think you're attracting these types of men. I think every woman in her life will go through a man who lies to her or cheats on her. Obviously, not every single woman, but most women will date a man who is a narcissist or at least a liar at best, honestly. So I don't think it's abnormal to date a guy that's like that. But if you're saying every single person you talk to is lying or you're the other woman, you've been the other woman multiple times now, I think you need to look deep and kind of figure out why you're attracting these men. Like why do you think that these men that you're allowing them your energy? And I can't tell you the psychology behind that or why that would be, but I think you need to do some soul searching here and figure out why this is what you're attracting. Don't give up. Take a break. Do your thing. I get you're 33. I'm 35, so I understand. Look into freezing your eggs. I understand it's incredibly expensive and not every single person has the means to do something like that. But if you do and you have that opportunity, do it. If you even want kids, I don't even know if you want kids, but if you're scared that you're going to run out of time to have children, I just suggest to every single woman to freeze their eggs or at least look into it if you can. Hey sisters, before we wrap up with our last segment, if you want even more behind the scenes, daily vibes, and want to get to know me on a more personal level, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Abby Roedel. That's ABBEYROEDEL. I share everything from fashion, fitness, and lifestyle to funny or frustrating personal moments. I'd love to see you there. Slide into my DMs and say hi. Welcome back, sister girls. We just got one inbox audacity, and I am the lucky gal, the lucky recipient of this audacious inbox. Him, let me see inside you, dirty dirt. Open it right up for me. I show you mine. Not assuming you're like that, but if you are into that type of thing, I want to volunteer for cleanup. Blocked, no response, obviously. Listen, I respond to trolls who comment on my content because it boosts my analytics, and I think it's funny. If a man DMs me, he's getting blocked immediately. I ain't got the time, especially if it's something like this. Like, that's weird as hell. You get none of my time. It does not benefit me to respond to this guy, so I just immediately block him. So yeah, lucky me. That is all for this week's episode, sister girls. Thank you so much for listening. If you are loving this podcast, please subscribe to the channel that you're listening on, the platform. Like the episode, share the episode, comment on the episode. Go follow my Instagram page at Full Roster Pod. Next week, we are going to talk about when you find out that there is another woman. And if you have experience with this, I want you to write in and tell me how you found out. That's I'm going to be posting on social media this week for women to write in. How did you find out that there was another woman? I would love to know that. So everything is anonymous, of course. Will not share any names. If I do, I will change the names. Everything's anonymous. But I think that'll be kind of a fun episode to talk about how you found out that there was another woman. Thank you guys so much again for listening. Come back next week for more belly laughs and crazy ass dating stories. Until then, may your DMs be smooth, unlike mine this week, and the red flags be so obvious. See ya. Thank you for listening to Full Roster. You can find me on all socials at Full Roster Pod, and you can watch the video on YouTube. Like and subscribe to support the show, and come back for the next episode. See you next week.